How did Stavka command the Soviet Union's war effort? Imagine trying to lead millions of soldiers across a vast and dangerous battlefield with only one goal in mind. That was the challenge Stavka faced during World War II. Stavka was the top military command of the Soviet Union, responsible for guiding the entire war effort against the Axis powers. It was like the brain behind the Red Army, making big decisions about strategy, resources, and coordination. It was created on June 23, 1941, just days after Germany invaded the Soviet Union. At first, it was formed from the main military council, but it was reorganized on July 10th to make command clearer and more efficient as the fighting grew tougher. Joseph Stalin, the leader of the Soviet Union, became the head of Stavka and was appointed Supreme Commander-in-Chief on August 8, 1941. This made him the ultimate decision-maker for military operations and plans. Stavka's role was huge. It set the main goals for different parts of the Soviet military, called fronts, which were large groups of armies fighting on different parts of the front lines. It decided when and where to attack or defend, making sure all parts of the Soviet forces worked together. It also decided how to use reserves and supplies, moving reinforcements and equipment to the most critical areas. The General Staff, which was part of Stavka, prepared detailed plans, analyzed intelligence reports, and kept track of how the war was progressing. They helped Stavka make informed decisions based on current battlefield conditions. Stavka worked closely with the People's Commissariats of Defense and Navy to coordinate land, sea, and partisan operations. This way, all parts of the Soviet military effort stayed connected and worked toward the same goals. The leadership kept a close on how well the military was doing and made quick changes when needed. They studied past battles to improve tactics and strategies for future fights. This centralized control was key to managing the enormous scale of the Soviet war effort, which stretched across many fronts and involved millions of soldiers. In practical terms, Stavka's decisions meant that major offensives, troop movements, and resource allocations were all decided at the highest level. This helped the Soviet Union use its resources wisely and keep all parts of the army working in harmony. It was a system that allowed the Red Army to carry out large, coordinated operations successfully. Understanding how Stavka managed the Soviet Union's war effort gives us a clear picture of how the USSR organized its military during this critical time. It shows how strong centralized leadership can guide a nation through extreme challenges and ultimately help achieve victory.